Hello from me and my pimple. Hope you guys are well. Today I'm going to speak about how to overcome gang stalking, bullying, like when a lot of people try to go up against you. This would happen a lot if you tend to be like the black sheep or very vocal, or you just are very sure of yourself and you're not afraid to be seen by yourself and to sit alone and to do your own thing. Oftentimes, people see that kind of behavior as intimidating or different, or a reason to just pretty much go up against you. And yeah, I think it's important when you realize that, especially if you're someone that you just like to march at the beat of your own drum. Depending on your environment, there will be people who naturally hate that and who will try to destroy your light. This is something I've experienced a few times, and I'm not saying all this like to be a victim. I will never play the victim card. I share my stories with you guys because I have been through some really weird situations in life with weird people, and I've been able, thankfully, to transmute it in a way that I could actually communicate it to my community and we can have real conversations. And, the truth is, we all go through a lot of the same things, just different fonts. And so that's what this video is about. So, step one, realize that you are not the problem. You being you is not a problem. It may be for them, but for you, it shouldn't be a problem. Like, continue to be who you are, dare to be different, dare to stand up and look different, dress different, act different, be different, just be yourself. Um, Sometimes different is intimidating to people because you are clearly not going to fit the mold that they expect you to. And so it becomes a direct threat, especially when you are a woman, and a woman who is self assured and a woman who is confident in who she is. It will be seen as a direct attack on who they are. Don't let that stop you. Don't let it intimidate you. Don't let it stop you from just being who you are and expressing who you are. I think especially when you're, like a teenager and you're young and things like that, it could even be heightened a lot more because it is expected that you're supposed to, I guess, play by the rules. Um, and what I would say to that is be the rebel, be the one who breaks the rules. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, there's no reason for you to not be yourself and to not speak your truth and not be authentically you. The truth is, even when you grow into an adult, there will be people who see that as a threat. And hopefully, you learn it sooner than later that that is not your business. It's not your problem. What other people think about you is not your business. It's not your problem. Let it go, my love, because I spent so much time, I guess, hiding myself because I thought I was the problem. And I thought, well, it is me. I am different and this and that and blah, 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 and all these internal narratives that I realized as I unpacked it and healed and was able to, I guess, become fully aligned with myself and remember who I was. I'm like, wow, I've been carrying a lot of baggage that was not mine. Here you go, take it back, not mine. No takesy backsies. Step two, I would say, is to ignore the outside noise. It shouldn't matter, if there's a whole village of people trying to go up against you, especially when it's lies and just jealousy and hatred and whatever stuff they will project against you. You can walk alone. You don't need a group. Usually, weak people need a group of people. Just because you're alone doesn't mean you're weaker than them. Stand in your truth, stand up for what you believe in. And when people try to bully you into their own stuff, don't allow them to. Don't allow them to. Easier said than done. It is intimidating. But when you pray, when you have faith, when you have some kind of connection to yourself within and above you, something higher than you, it will work out. Just don't give up. God sees everything. There are many things, many situations, and I've been vocal about it recently where people have intentionally lied, slandered, literally made up things about me to make themselves feel better, and it says a lot more about them than it does about you. I'm the type of person, I don't clear rumors up. I've heard many rumors from as young as 15 years old about who I am, what I do, this, that projection, projection, projection. So from a young age, it was shown to me that the world just doesn't want to believe in women. They don't want to believe. They want to believe what they want to believe in. If you spend your life trying to control the narrative, it's not going to work out, my love. You're going to go crazy. I literally felt like I was going insane when I tried to hold on to narratives and correct people. And I would pray and I'm like, God, please, like, why is this happening? Like, do they not see my character? Do they not know who I am? And to be honest, the answer I got was they know who you are. That's why they're doing it. You know, I've realized one thing I've come to terms with is I am a mirror. And I think it's because I've worked so hard on being a mirror for myself. I've psychoanalyzed myself a lot. I've analyzed myself in every way possible, especially when you have a history of like mental health challenges or depression or things like that. You tend to go inwardly and you tend to really analyze yourself, and you know, your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. And so with my healing, I was able to really pick myself apart in good ways and bad ways. The bad ways weren't the best, most beneficial ways, because then the narrative is just negative and it becomes self-loathing and negative self-talk. But in the good ways, I'm able to really be real with myself and really be like, maybe I could work on this, or maybe I could work on that, or hey, actually you're really good at this, or actually you're a really good person, or actually this and that and that. So I say all that to say, because I've been able to psychoanalyze myself on such a deep level, um sometimes not by choice, I've become a mirror. I've become a mirror, and I've realized that uh, people do not like unflattering mirrors. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see what they're wrong for, or what their fault is, or what they did, or what they said was wrong. They don't want to see that. So when you are somebody who has been open to the truth and to the truth of who you are, it will trigger people who are lying about who they are, and who are lying about their character and lying about whatever it is. You will obviously be public enemy number one, because they're like, how dare you show me the things I don't want to see about myself? They're avoiding that. So, of course, if you're bringing these things to them and triggering them within themselves, not by your doing, but by their own, whatever it is that they're dealing with, of course, they will make you public enemy number one. Do not fall for the trap. Continue to be you, continue to speak your truth, continue to stand alone and be strong. You don't need to team up against anybody. People who team up against one person, they're weak. They need to. They need to, you know? Um what else would I say? As a private person, I just don't feel the need to share my life and certain things. I've only recently started sharing more about myself in the last few years. And the catch 22 of being a private person is that they will literally, because they don't have the tea, or they don't have the stories, or they don't have the information or the narrative about you that they want, that absence of the narrative, or absence of, I guess, your life and anything you put out there, creates room for them to create whatever they want to do, whatever narrative they want to spin, whatever character they want to put you in, what role they want to put you in. They will create it because you're quiet, and because you're private, and because you are to yourself. And the catch 22 of that is the trick. They want you to then not be private, because then you're going to come out and say, well, actually, no, this is my person. This is my relationship. This is what I do with my life. This is what I do in my day to day. This is the, and then guess what? You're not private anymore. Don't fall for the trap. That's the trap. They want you to not be private so they could be in your business. Don't fall for it. Stay private. It doesn't matter what people have to say about you or your life. Oh, I heard she does this, or I heard she does that, or I heard she's this, and I heard she's that. Baby girl, baby boy, they are gonna say it whether or not you show it. So if you really, like myself, just want to be a private person because you just care to be a private person because that's normal, just continue being you. Don't be intimidated by the false narratives pushed about against you, because that's their goal, is to get you to now not be private. Um, it's interesting because it's a weird thing when a woman wants to be private, People always project these weird narratives onto her, you know? I guess that's people in general, men and women, but obviously I'm a woman, so I'm gonna speak from that point of view. Um, but the point is, stay private. Who cares? Let them talk. Let them make up things. Let them say this and that. And I heard this and I heard that. And she did this and she did that. And blah, blah, blah. Guess what? They're talking about you. They're talking about you. I honestly have sympathy towards people who dedicate their lives to misunderstanding me because I'm like, you definitely must be trying to escape your own life by antagonizing me. And I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. What else? Oh, another point. Mean girls don't grow up, they just get older. Be careful. Be mindful of the women that come around you to mentor you or to show you the ropes. Because there are some women who are very vindictive and who are very wicked and evil. And it's sad because sometimes you may see them as a maternal figure and assume that because they are older than you, and especially when they're lying to you and trying to paint this mentorship role, you 100% will probably fall for it. I did. I trusted somebody who I believed was just a woman who stood for women empowerment and stood for this and stood for that because that's what she said she did. But people can lie. That's what you need to learn. Truth bias. Truth bias has gotten me into so many weird situations and strange power dynamics because I'm like, oh, I see the world this way, therefore I assume everyone sees the world this way. Or I see humans as humans and people deserving of love and compassion, so therefore they must see me that way. No, don't be silly. Don't be naive, okay? There are people who will plot against those that they see who are empathic or who are kind or soft or gentle or even scarred. There are people who will look for people who are vulnerable and take advantage of them. And that's the truth. I've seen it. So be careful. Be careful about who you have around you. And I'm not saying this to scare you, my love. Pray for discernment. Pray for discernment for the people around you. Ask God to show their intentions to you, and it will be seen. For me, I've seen it quite late, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and I believe that certain things I've been through is because I'm supposed to speak about it and supposed to help people through their own situations. Um, that's the sad truth, but it is what it is. What we're gonna do. That brings me to another point. Um, be mindful of the people who are asking you invasive personal questions. Uh, if someone is coming to you and constantly asking you, what happened with this person, or what happened with that, or I heard this, or I heard that, or like whatever, right? Be mindful because it's usually not to just innocently know. They're probably carrying your business to other people. They're probably even taking things you've said and purposefully twisting it to go to other people. Those are called monitoring spirits. And honestly, just be mindful of anyone who is so super curious about you, especially when you do open up to them and you do confide in them. Be mindful of the way that you feel. How do you feel when you say that? Am I feeling like, oh, this is a supportive environment and she's supporting me? Or is it that I feel like I'm being analyzed and notes are being taken and I'm being dissected like a frog in a lab? Be very aware of what intuitively you're feeling because 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, your intuition is right. So do not undermine or undervalue your own intuition. When you feel something is off, trust it. Most times, God is showing you that something is off about that person. And again, when you are a forgiving person, when you are someone who has empathy and compassion for people, it's easy to then be like, yeah, well, people are just going through their own things and they're this and they're that. And you start making excuses for their weird vibes and weird behavior and weird energy. You can't fix people. You can't love people to love themselves enough to not be the way that they just naturally are. And I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm just saying don't be naive in thinking that because you are coming with good intentions, that people who have bad intentions for you see you, the way you see them. It's a trap. It's something I've learned the hard way. You know, be very careful of what you're saying to who. You don't need to overshare. Be careful of the people who want to overshare with you quickly. As women, we feel like we bond, by saying, yeah, well, I went through this with my ex. I did that so many times where I felt like, oh, nice, I'm bonding with somebody I just met, and I'll be like oversharing. I'm like, girl, why? Like, stop. When I look back, I'm like, why did you just tell this person about your abuse? Like, what? Girl, stop. Okay? They don't mean well. Half of them don't mean well. And this is not a get women against women thing. There are beautiful, incredible, kind women who do genuinely want to support you and bond with you. But the truth is, that's not everyone. Just be careful and pray for discernment. And please don't put yourself in situations where people can use your words against you, or lie about you, or give half truths, or make up false stories about you. It's a real thing. And it is very damaging, and definitely impacts your mental health. As someone who just survived quite a very traumatic slandering, and I would say, how would I even describe that? I would say this woman literally tried to just destroy everything I was because of her own inferiority complex. Uh, it is a very traumatic thing, because the truth is, when you are a person who, I guess, keeps to themselves and who is individualistic, people want to take any opportunity to run with narratives and rumors to just because it's you. So be careful. I love you guys. There are good women out there. There are supportive people out there who want to connect with you and who want to actually bond with you on a very authentic, uh, reciprocal level. Just be very, very careful not to trust the wrong people. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. Leave a comment down below on things that you've probably learned from, experiences that you've learned from trusting the wrong people, or being bitten by, something or someone uh, out of the blue, and I guess how you overcame um, the negative intentions of people against you. I'd love to know. Sending you guys so much love. Be kind, be patient, have compassion for yourself, and forgive people, even the ones that do you wrong.